The secret was the fact that we had actually partnered with a local housing authority to do a long-term 99-year property tax exemption program where we did half of the units at a restricted rent level in exchange for that 99-year property tax exemption.
So what would you say the number two question, or number two secret is to building Texas multifamily wealth, right? And maybe even just bring it to right now, like with the deal that you recently purchased, which was fantastic, over $100 million deal.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to go with this answer, but what I would say is since you wanted to keep it to kind of current events and specifically the portfolio that we just acquired that is over $100 million, that was a very unique deal. And it was also a very unique time. We closed that deal towards the end in about November 1st of 2023. And not very many people were closing deals at the time. It was a very tough time to close. And so what was the difference? The secret was the fact that we had actually partnered with a local housing authority to do a long-term 99-year property tax exemption program where we did half of the units at a restricted rent level in exchange for that 99-year property tax exemption. And so for those that aren't familiar, Texas actually has tremendously high property taxes. So if you're able to get those exempt or abate them, you're able to boost the property's income dramatically. And that's exactly what we did. Even though we were cutting our revenue a bit by having lower rents, in the end, it's a huge positive. And also, when you look at it from this perspective, it's not just a huge positive to your income, but it also is a huge positive to your downside risk protection. And that's because we changed our business model on these deals. Instead of trying to pursue the biggest and highest rent increases in order to achieve our returns, we actually were achieving our returns or projecting to achieve strong returns by actually decreasing rents. And that's a paradigm shift. And that's obviously a much lower risk proposition as compared to a lot of the more conventional deals that you see out in the market where people are buying and value adding deals by renovating and trying to raise rents. And not only is that generally more risky, but I think it's particularly a higher risk in today's environment where inflation is slowing down, rents are slowing down, they're flat, if not even down in some markets. So I think over the next couple of years, we're going to see not only a resetting of the market, but I think also a bit of a resetting as far as rents and property performance. So in a more kind of flat to even softer market, I feel much better about a business plan where we're actually banking on the returns by reducing rents rather than raising them. So that's a huge, huge game changer, huge Texas specific insight. Obviously, there's affordable housing programs around the country, but because we're hyper focused on our core markets of Texas and the fact that my business partner is a tax attorney, we are uniquely positioned to take advantage of the local laws where we can really dive in, build the relationships, and pull off these great deal structures.